What's up, guys? We're the Sports Addicts podcast, and today we have a preview of the NFC South. So, Sai, what's your take on this?
Okay, so for the Saints, I have them at 11-5 and the first seed in the NFC. And then for the Saints, they obviously have like the top three talented roster with Drew Brees at the helm. And I feel like even though Drew Brees is getting older, he's not gonna regress. And I feel like even though his arm is getting weaker, he still has the mind of a Super Bowl MVP. I think he was, and their defense is only going to get better because they're younger players like Marcus Williams and Marshawn Lattimore is just going to stay as long as they stay healthy. They're just going to keep improving. And for the Bucks, I have them the sixth seed in the NFC at 10-6. And going 4-2 in the division. So the Bucks obviously got Tom Brady in the offseason, the biggest move of the offseason. And they obviously have like the two of the best receivers in the NFL, and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. They still are lacking a running back, and their offensive line still unproven, but they have like the best tight end group in the NFL. And on defense, they got the breakout star last year in Shaquille Barrett with 19 and a half sacks. And then they also have other proven players like Ndamukong Suh and Jason Pierre-Paul. And they also have like one of the most underrated rookies of last year, Jamal Dean. So I have them finishing in the sixth seed. And then next I have the Falcons at 7-9 and going 3-3 in the division. The Falcons, obviously last year they were riddled by injuries, and Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are pretty much like the only good players they have. They have Deion Jones, but he keeps and Keanu Neal, but they're like injury prone, and on defense they're pretty much lacking all over the place. At cornerback, you don't even know who they have. Pretty much, they overdrafted AJ Terrell this year, and Grady Jarrett's like the only defensive lineman they pretty much have. So, yeah, I have them at 7-9, and Dan Quinn's my bold take for the Falcons. Dan Quinn's gonna get fired, and at the end, I have the Panthers at 3-13. Panthers brought in Teddy Bridgewater, and they brought in the new coaching staff with Matt Rule and the guy from LSU. I can't remember his name, but yeah. As offensive coordinator. So they obviously have the best running back in the NFL, but if you look at their defensive side, it's pretty much lacking all over the place because they lost Luke Kuechly to retirement, and their whole secondary is pretty much patched up with losing James Bradbury to the Giants. So, yeah, that's why I have the Panthers pretty much with DJ Moore on offense and Christian McCaffrey just getting them a couple of wins this year.
I'm gonna have to disagree with your last two takes. I mean, 3-13 for the Panthers. That's way. They're not that bad. Their offense is actually like a really decent group if you really think about it. 3-13 just seems way too abysmal. That's the record that the Jaguars or like teams like the Jets or like potentially the Dolphins will have. The Panthers are more like with a 6-win. Potentially 5
yeah, but they also have the toughest division in the NFL, though. The second toughest division in the NFL. Pretty much.
So yeah, play teams. You go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Panthers have the talent and coaching of like a 5 or 6 win team, but
yeah,
if you look at their schedule,
much, like,
right,
against every division team.
They're playing the AFC West, and they're playing obviously the NFC South division opponents, right? So that's like the Falcons. They're probably gonna lose both of them. I think Tampa Bay and New Orleans, that's already 1 or 0 or 1 wins against the division opponents. And then they have Kansas City, Denver, and the Chargers, and I think they're going to lose all 3. So just right off the bat there, that's like, 8 or 9 losses. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, it's pretty tough. So I think 3 or 4 wins is a good number, even though they probably have more talent than that. I think with the Panthers, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is the answer as a franchise quarterback. We saw what he did in New Orleans, and
he had the perfect supporting cast around him too. So
yeah, I mean,
it's not like this supporting cast really bad though. Like you still have to take that into account. Like DJ Moore
had a great team. Panthers have probably like the bottom 10 supporting cast, and the Saints have a top 3 supporting cast. So like
bottom 10. What?
Yeah,
they have the best running back in the NFL. They have a good 1-2 punch in DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. It's definitely not bottom 10.
Robbie Anderson's overrated.
He's a great number 2. He'd probably be one of the better number 2s, and he on the Jets last year he was a number 1, and it's not like he was terrible last year. He performed reasonably last year in the Jets, and now he's a number 2. He doesn't have all the attention for defenses. him having a good year, that's not that unreasonable. It's actually pretty plausible.
I still feel like they still have an unproven offensive line. The ones had the best offensive line, second best offensive line in the NFL last year, and Teddy Bridgewater had pretty much nothing to worry about. So this year he's under fire. So he's gonna be thrown into the fire.
I think the thing with the Saints is like they're gonna start off strong, but they're just gonna. I think the wheels just fall off by the time the end of the season and the playoff rolls around. Happened last year. It's happened basically the last 3 years. They've just.
Oh really? They should have. They could have easily made the Super. Yeah, they got screwed over by the refs the last.
Yeah, the 2018 roster was their best roster, but in 2019, since Drew Brees, he got injured, right? And he played, I think, 11 regular season games it was. Towards the end, he was not playing the same level that he was towards the beginning of the season. I think he's 41 right now. Most quarterbacks don't even play until they're 41. He was seriously considering retirement. I mean, for a quarterback that's seriously considering retirement, I can't expect him to be playing, top 5 quarterback level football by the end of the playoffs. I think the Saints win the division. I think they probably finish 1 or 2 seed in the NFC, but I just don't see them making much of a move in the playoffs. And I think the contrary is true for the Buccaneers. I think they start off slow with no training.
I feel like you're a little low on the Bucs. The Bucs have crazy good talent if you look.
I think the Bucs will make the wild card. I think the Bucs make it further in the playoffs than the Saints. I think
that's a bold take.
Wow, yeah.
No, because
Brees
if you look at
needs to be a top 5 QB.
One of the best rosters in the NFL.
Exactly.
What's that?
Brees does not have to be a top 5 QB in order for them to win. He has this argument.
The Niners can make it with Jimmy Garoppolo. The Saints can definitely get
exactly.
If you look at non-quarterback roster, if you just take out the quarterback from the equation, the 49ers roster is pretty significantly better.
Then who are the Saints?
If you include the coaching staff.
You're crazy.
No.
Their offensive line is better than you. Their running backs are better than you. Their wide receivers are better than you. Their safety.
The only person you're better than is defensive end and tight end. That's all.
We have the best coach, play caller in the league.
How, man? You guys haven't even won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What have Saints done?
Okay,
the last time for the NFC West.
Shanahan is a genius. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're not taking away from that, but all right, cool. It's not like Peyton's a terrible coach. He's not Mike McCarthy that won 1 Super Bowl with.
Peyton won it 10 years ago in 2010.
Against that Indianapolis, that Colts team was that Colts team was supposed to go undefeated until they rested all their starters. It's not that.
Okay, man, you and your bias go.
What they were supposed to go undefeated, and then the Saints beat them. They had a great playoff. Shanahan has 0.
All right,
Peyton's still a top 5.
What do you guys think on the Falcons?
I think
the Falcons' offense is really you're giving them. You said that it was just Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. It's way more than that. Ridley, he had a great season before getting injured.
He didn't have a great season. He didn't have 1,000 yards.
He got injured. That's the point, bro.
Okay, that's an excuse.
How's that an excuse? That
is an excuse.
Yeah. Okay. You can't get 1,000 yards in like half a season or something like that. You have to put some receivers. They take a long time to get 1,000 yards. You can't just chalk up an injury as an excuse.
Yeah, but Calvin Ridley hasn't proved himself yet.
Okay, either way, they still have Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Todd Gurley
was a below-average running back last year.
He's average.
Okay, cool.
Running back.
Now, since you have such a great receiving core, Jones, he's probably the best receiver in the NFL. Best or second best receiver in the NFL. You have Ridley, who will break out this year. He will get 1,000 yards this year. Mark my words on that. And running the ball becomes so much easier when all the other defenses, they're so fixated upon stopping the pass.
Yeah, but their offensive line is still hurt pretty bad. Alex Mack has become old. That's their only good offensive line. They're left with pretty much they drafted 2 rookies last year in the offensive line.
Even if they're a top 6 offense, their defense has far too many holes to be above a 5.
Yeah, and their guys haven't proven to stay healthy. Keanu Neal gets injured every year. So.
Okay, but you can't just assume that. And Deion Jones is still a great linebacker. Grady Jarrett is a top 5 defense.
They have 3 good players. One of them's injured every year. The other guy's carrying the defense.
Okay, I'm saying they can potentially make it as a number 7 seed, as a 9-7 team.
Yeah, it's potential. They have a talented.
They're not but they're not one of the top 7 teams in the NFC.
Yeah, the NFC is just so stacked. They're right around where the Bears are at. Just that they have the quarterback and the Bears have the defense. On the NFC South. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and thanks for watching.